Welcome to the first part, getting into the flow with contemporary Pilates. You start at the front edge of your mat or near the front edge of your mat with your feet hip distance and parallel, the pelvis centered and the spine elongated. Balance your head on top of the spine, and then if you like, close your eyes for the first couple of minutes. The arms are relaxed alongside the body, the breath is flowing naturally. Start to move your body in tiny little circles, circling one way. It's a whole body circle. And then gradually let it become bigger and bigger, turning into a spiraling movement, spiraling up towards the ceiling. So reaching up from the crown of your head, spiraling upwards. And now let the movement become smaller and smaller. Let your body find its own center. Once you're in your own center and the body is still, feel the weight on your feet. Feel the floor pressing up against the soles of your feet. And with that sense of groundedness, start to circle the other way around. Tiny little whole body circles first, and then gradually make the circles bigger. This time spiraling up towards the ceiling with a sense of groundedness, connected to the earth, yet reaching up from the crown of your head. Start to make the circles or the spirals smaller and smaller again. Let your body find its own center, where the weight is evenly distributed between the right and the left foot, the front and the back, top and bottom. Open your eyes. Take your arms overhead, it's an arm arc, and then take your arms out to the side, arms circle down. So we'll be layering it straight away. Curl the heels off the floor, releve and arm arc, heels to the floor, arm circles, ground, releve, arm arc, followed by a little plie arm circle. Ground the heels, lower your arms. Rolling up, releve, arm circle and plie. Keep your arms at shoulder level, ground the heels, and then bend your elbows. Place your hands behind your head. If you like, interlace your fingers behind your head and lengthen the back of the neck. So you apply a little bit of traction with your hands. Press the back of your head into your hands very lightly, maybe a third of strength. And then with your next exhalation, into a small nodding movement, opening the suboccipital space. So the space underneath the edge of your skull. Bring your elbows closer together in front. That's an inhalation. Followed by an exhalation, you're rolling down further. Feeling a stretch between the shoulder blades, let go of all traction and start to roll up. Balancing the head on top of the spine, and then open your elbows out to the side. Take your arms out to the side, let your arms relax. Back into core stability, releve arm arc, followed by a plie and arm circle. Ground the heels, lower your arms, lower your heels. And then roll down. A standing roll down. Let the breath flow, let the movement flow. Draw up from your pelvic floor, draw up from your abdominals until your fingertips are close to the floor. Now let's just pause here. Fingertips close to the floor. The knees can be slightly bent or extended, whatever suits your body. You're drawing up not just from your pelvic floor and your abdominals, but it's a lift to the whole deep front line. So your myofascial core energy is flowing up. The pubic bone is lifting up, superficial front line. At the same time, the superficial back line is connecting the sit bones to the heels. Gravity takes the shoulders, the head, the arms forward and down. So the lower back is opening both ways, downwards and upwards. And with your breath, you're opening sideways. So it's a deep inhalation into the lower back. With your next exhalation, start to roll up. Once again, let the breath flow, let the movement flow. Keep that sense of openness to the back of the body while the front of the body is opening up. Releve, arm arc. A plie on top. And then keep your arms at shoulder height, lower your heels. And with your next inhalation, side bend to the right. So we will mirror you. The left arm is overhead, the left ear is reaching up, the left foot is grounding down. The left shoulder is relaxed. With your next exhalation as an option, arm float. Inhalation, lower your arm. And with your next exhalation, arm float again. Increasing the resistance, decreasing the resistance, so you can breathe really deeply into your left side of the rib cage. Arm pendulum, left arm, let it swing, and then take it up. Once again, it's a relaxed swing one more time. Now let your arm take your body to the other side. Hold, ground your right foot, right ear up. The lateral line is lengthened and strengthened. Softish on the other side, so don't need to do too much. Arm float again. Inhalation, lower. So exactly the same. The deep frontline energy is flowing up. The spine is long. One more time, arm float. And then into the pendulum. So it's a relaxed swing to the side and overhead. One more time. The next time, let your arm take your body to the center. Lower your arms all the way down. Releve arm arc, centered balance and stability, plie circle, and then lower the heels. Lower your arms all the way down. Inhale. And with your exhalation, initiate the roll down by nodding. And once again, let the breath and the movement flow until your fingertips are close to the floor. When you're there, pause for a moment. Keep the center fully engaged. Inhale deep into your lower back. So one more time, expansion. And then bend the knees, fold from the hips. Let the breath flow. Let your abdominals relax. Let your pelvic floor relax. Next time you exhale, extend your legs to your maximum. Lift the sit bones to the ceiling. Fold. Again, knees bend. Extend one more time. Your maximum. Never need to be fully extended. The knees bend. And now extend only as much as you can so the hands are on the floor. And then step back, inverted V. Hold your inverted V position, downward facing dog. It's exactly the same. Now we want to connect into the back arm lines. So spread your fingers, press your hands into the floor, press your hands away from your feet. And then if you're used to pressing your index finger and your thumb into the floor, you can do so, but keep the outer edge of your hand connected to the floor. Spiral your forearm inwards, spiral your upper arm outwards. So it's a triple spiral. And it's really easy then to balance and have this upward flow from the hand through the arm, the back of the shoulder, along the spine, out of the tailbone, making the pose very light. With your next exhalation, one big wave. You're curling the tailbone under, you're rolling forwards into front support. Hold the front support. Now you can stabilize here by focusing on muscular strength, perfectly fine. But you can also focus on fascial planes. So the superficial frontline energy is flowing up, supporting the pelvis by lifting the pubic bone, supporting the upper body or the chest with an upward flow. Superficial backline energy flowing down, back of the head to the back of the rib cage, down to the sacrum, to the heels. So opposing currents, really, really stable. And then bring your knees down to the floor, relax the top of the feet, basic front support. Shift your body back. Bring your forearms onto the floor. And now we're going into a core stability exercise from the contemporary Pilates repertoire, and I really like it for its sequencing. The pelvis is centered, the spine is centered. Starting with an exhalation, you lift your elbows, extend your arms. Inhalation, lower down. So that's back strength. Very little weight on your arms, on your shoulders. One more time. It's the spinal muscles that really stabilize the spine. Hold it segmentally. Shift forwards. Now it's a little bit more loading for the shoulders, for the arms. Shift back. Back strength focus. Shift forward, shoulders and arms. Hold it here. Variation 1. Bend your elbows halfway. Triceps working eccentrically. You shift the body back, bring your forearms onto the floor, and then lift your elbows, extend your arms, back strength. Forward shoulders, triceps, you bend your elbows halfway, shoulder blades broad, stabilized, shift back and lower. Variation 2, yeah, lifting up starts exactly the same, shifting forwards. Now keep your pelvis in space, keep it exactly as it is, bring your forearms onto the floor. It looks really harmless. Go one more time, but you really have to do it to feel that it's not as harmless as it looks. So forearms onto the floor, triceps, and now shift all the way back into reverse rest. Curl up. So you're sitting on the heels. Stay sitting on your heels for a moment. Let your shoulders relax. One more time. If you like, close your eyes. Bring your attention to your body and your breath. Now you have moved. You have warmed up a little bit. You are in your body. You have moved your muscular system and your fascial system. And now it's about setting an intention. With Slings Contemporary Pilates, you can do the exercises to feel stronger, release tension, many good reasons. But you can also imprint new information into your system. You can peel layers. So set an intention for yourself for this practice. What is it you want to manifest through movement? And then open your eyes if they are closed. Take your arms out to the side. Take your arms overhead. And with your next inhalation, spiraling twist to the left, open your arms wide. Exhalation to the center. One more time to the other side. You open and spiral the thoracic spine back to the center. Take your arms out to the side, open to the chest, extension. Spiraling in with your arms, soft rolling down into rest. And then glide forwards onto your belly. Take your hands to the front, diamond position. The forehead is on your hands. The legs are long hip distance, wider if need be. And then bring your attention to your center and engage with your exhalation. So you feel a lengthening through the lower back. With your next exhalation, glide your right leg back and lift. Spiral the leg out. Spiral it in. And then lower the leg all the way down and do the same on the other side. So you're reaching back, lift very, very low, creating space in the hip joint, turning out, turning in, center the leg and lower it all the way down. Opening the front of the hips and now forehead down onto the floor, take your arms out to the side. Shoulder level, spread your fingers. And with your next inhalation, glide your sternum forwards and upwards, lift your forehead, a small thoracic extension. When you exhale, soften, so it's a tiny little recoil, inhalation forwards and upwards. You can increase if you like. Recoiling with the exhalation, it's very slight, a gliding. Inhalation, one more time. If you like, increase your back extension. Let the breath flow. So there's no weight on your hands. Pelvis is centered. With your next inhalation, we'll be going to the left. You are spiraling your thoracic spine. Rotate your right shoulder out and bring it close to the floor. Exhalation to the center and the same to the other side. Spiraling to the thoracic spine, left arm out, back to the center. As you go to the left, you can draw your left hand towards the body, open the front arm lines on the right side. One more time. To the right, drawing the right hand slightly towards you, spiraling out left and center. To finish in the center, inhalation. If you like, increase your spine extension. No weight on the hands. And then slowly curling down until the forehead is on the floor. Take your hands to your ribs, elbows bent back, press the knees into the floor, and then with your next exhalation, lift like a triceps push-up into basic front support. Shift your body back, starting position for the small wave, centered pelvis, long spine. With your next exhalation, Curl your tailbone under, draw up from your pubic bone, roll forward into basic front support. Press back, centered, inhale. Exhalation, roll forward. Inhalation, shift back one more time. Stay in your basic front support, hold the position, let the breath flow. Curl your toes under, lift the knees, front support, press the heels back, feel those opposing plane, superficial backline energy down, front line up, and then press your hands away from the body, lift into an inverted V. Once again, just enjoying this position, pelvic floor is unloaded, so it's a beautiful position to hold for a little longer. And now step forwards, feet between the hands, hip distance, and you fold all the way down. Pelvic floor relaxed, abdominals relaxed, and then start from this position, engage to the center, start to roll up pelvic floor, abdominal muscles, back muscles engaging, hamstrings. The back of the body gets active with minimal effort. The front of the body is opening up. Take your arms overhead, releve. Just to finish, bring your heels together into a V. Plie. Arm circle, heels down, arms all the way down. Close your big toes and you're ready for the second sequence. Welcome to the second sequence, Synergy Essential Flow. There are very many variations of Synergy Essential Flow. We'll show you 3 and 1 build-up round. So you are still near the front edge of your mat with your feet closed. You could have your feet hip distance and parallel, so choose. First, an arm arc and releve, balance. And then you are gliding down an imaginary wall until you are sitting on the heels. Take your hands together close to chest. Now, for most of us, this is reasonably challenging in terms of balance and the body position itself. And just to give this a little bit of extra spice, close your eyes. This will be the still point of the sequence where you bring your attention or your awareness into your body. Now, sometimes feeling still and quiet, when everything is easy, it's easy. But when things get challenging, that's when I want to go, or that's when I want to establish a sense of quietness. So therefore, this is your quiet place. Open your eyes. Fold forwards, become very, very soft, and then extend your legs to your maximum. The legs never need to be fully extended, you choose. In this forward fold leg stretch, lift the sit bones, open them wide, pelvic floor relaxed, abdominals relaxed. In fact, the upper body is as relaxed as possible. Bend the knees, let your tailbone lower to the floor. It's a soft position for the lower back, abdominal still soft. And then extend the legs, forward fold, lift the tailbone. Start to roll up with your next exhalation, let the breath flow. So let the energy of the deep front line, your myofascial core, stream up the body, elongating from deep within. Releve arm arc, first round of synergy. Bend the knees low, plie, gliding down that imaginary wall. Bring your hands together in front of the sternum and then close your eyes. Bring your awareness not just to your body, but the intention you set for yourself. The one thing you want to manifest through practice today. Open your eyes. Fold. Place your hands onto the floor, soft. Exhalation, forward fold, extend the legs. With your inhalation, bend the knees, lengthen your tailbone downwards, upwards with your leg extension, forward fold, and then flat back, lift through the chest, bend the knee slightly, hold. It's called flat back, but it's a centered alignment of the spine. So as much as possible, you want to maintain, establish and maintain the natural alignment of your spine. Fold forward, soft, and then step back into an inverted V. Press your hands away from your feet. One exhalation, one big wave. Roll forwards into front support. Bend the knees, relax the top of the feet. Basic front support. Lower the pelvis, upward stretch. Lift through the chest. even extension, hip joints, spine opening to the front of the body. And then press back, shift your body back, center your pelvis, center your spine, small wave. Exhalation, roll forwards into a centered position, shift back. Exhalation, roll forwards with your big wave. It's a beautiful exercise, not just for the muscles, shift back on the front and the back of the body. Exhale, but also to lift the energy. Stay in your basic front support. Curl the toes under, lift and extend the knees. Lift the pelvis up, inverted V. Press your hands away from your body and then step forward, feet between the hands. Hip distance parallel or closed. We will close the legs. Fold forwards, let the head relax, and then curl up, engaging to the center of the body. Letting the energy flow all the way up, opening to the front, integrating the back. Take your arms overhead, releve. Bend the knees, gliding down. An outward focus turns into an inward focus. Hands together in front of the sternum, close your eyes. Find that still point. Open your eyes, fold forward soft. Exhale, forward fold, extend the legs. Inhalation, bend the knees, soften through your lower back. Exhalation, extend, lift your sit bones. Lift through the chest, flat back, bend the knees. Fold forward, step back, inverted V. One big wave, exhalation, roll forwards, front support. As before, knees to the floor, top of the feet to the floor. Lower the pelvis, extend the spine, the hips even, and then shift back. Find that centered alignment again. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off the floor, extend the legs, inverted V, second variation of the wave. Exhale, you roll forwards, let the breath flow. Knees to the floor, shift back as you did before, lift the knees, extend the legs. Exhalation is rolling you forwards, you bend the knees down onto the floor, shift back, lift the legs, inverted V, and roll forwards with the wave. Knees to the floor, shift back, lift and extend. Very last time, shift forwards, roll. Knees to the floor, shift back. Now keep the knees bent off the floor. This is another variation, so instead of walking forwards, we'll be floating forwards, little knee bends. Just vigorous little knee bends, and we'll be jumping forward. So whenever you feel buoyant, get ready and jump with your feet between your hands. Soft. Extend, unfold the body, forward fold, exhalation, start to roll up. Rolling all the way up. And then take your arms overhead. Releve, arm arc. Bend the knees, one more time, gliding down that imaginary wall. I wish I would have that imaginary wall. And then bring your hands together in front of your sternum, close your eyes. One more time, still place in yourself and within the sequence. Open your eyes, fold forward, soft, extend the legs, forward fold. Bend the knees, soften to your back. Extend the legs, active forward fold. Flat back, lift the chest, bend the knees slightly. Fold forwards and then step back, inverted V. This time different. With your exhalation, you roll forwards, big wave over the toes into an upward stretch or upward facing dog. It's exactly the same. Hold it. The knees are off the floor. The energy is flowing up, so the pelvis is lifted. The chest is open, the front of the throat is open. Gaze of the eyes gently down. Press your hands away from the body. Lift the pelvis, push back. Over the toes, inverted V. Third variation of the wave. With your exhalation, roll forwards. As before, front support. Press your body back, the knees bend. Extend the legs, inverted V. Exhale, you roll forwards. Inhalation, bend the knees, press back. Extend and then exhale and roll. Bend the knees, keep the knees bent. One more time, little knee bends. Vigorous little knee bends or rhythmical. And then whenever you're ready, float forwards, feet between the hands. Soft. Extend the legs, forward fold. And with your next exhalation, roll up. One more time, balancing the front and the back of the body, elongating from deep within. Separate your big toes, you are standing in V. Take your arms overhead, releve. Plie and arm circle. And then separate the heels. Lower your arms all the way, your hip distance parallel, with your arms relaxed and ready for the third sequence. Welcome to the third sequence, contrasting flow. You're still close to the front edge of your mat, with your feet hip distance and parallel, the pelvis centered and the spine elongated. Releve and arm arc starts. Knee bend, plie. Arm circle, keep your arms at shoulder height and lower your heels. Reach out of your fingertips and then curl your left heel off the floor. We will mirror you. Lift with your next exhalation, reverse the breath if you'd like, lower the leg and lift again. So it's a knee lift, core stability exercise. The abductors on the supporting side are working. Go one more time, knee lift. We are changing the movement initiation, roll the heel down and then flick. So it starts heel to toes, it's a flick up. Go 2 more times and then hold the leg still. Extend the leg to the front and then take it back into an aeroplane position. Reach back with your fingertips, bend the supporting knee, reach back even more with your left leg. So create space in your left hip joint and then step down with your toes, lift your upper body, center the pelvis, lower down into a 90-90 lunge position. Active hip flexor stretch, strengthening the abductors and hip extensors. Push up, bend your elbows. Exhalation, lower, draw up from your pubic bone. Inhalation, press to the front heel. And then lift and lengthen as you lower. Go one more time, a centered lunge. Going down. Now we are adding in variations. Twist and lunge to your right. Back to the center. It's a counter spiral of the pelvis and the thoracic spine. One more time. And then into an open twist. So you're opening, twisting to the other side, back to the center. Now it's a little bit a trickier counter spiral. It's between the femur and the pelvis. Left, centered again, open. And last time, this time stay low. In your 90-90 lunge position, arms overhead, it's a strong position. Fold forwards, place your hands onto the floor either side of the foot. Extend the back leg, press the heel down and then extend your front leg as much as comfortable for you. Folded triangle stretch, make it melting first. So let your upper body melt over the front leg. Lift your right sit bone up towards the ceiling. And then more active, lifting to the chest, engaging to the back extensors. Lift your back heel, so the left heel off the floor, bend the left knee. Once again, little bounces. So it's a rhythmical, elastic, small movement, or it can be bigger, whatever you like. It's a dynamic sprint to stretch. Back. We go once forward into a low lunge. Hold it. If your knee is happy to travel further forward than the toes, let it. That's exactly what we want. And the heel needs to stay on the floor, so you will get the recoil on your way back. Shifting back, 2 little bounces. Once forward, 2 little bounces at the back. Going forward, so it's a dynamic sprinter stretch. Go one more time. Stay low lunge forward, hold it. Extend the front leg. Again, as much as you feel comfortable, fold. Lift through the chest, make it an active triangle stretch. And then bend both knees, back knee on the floor. Relax the top foot, shift back. Shift forwards. to shift back, forward to go back. So we want to go forward to recoil back. The foot will relax. That means the longitudinal arches relax when you go forward, integrate when you go back. Whenever you're ready, when you're shifting back, take your upper body with you. So ready? Upwards lift into a 90-90 kneeling position. So I will be facing you. Easier to explain, into a spiraling twist. You place your left hand to the outside of your right knee and then reach back with your right hand. Bend your right elbow. Now reach back with your right elbow. With your next inhalation, press your left hand against the knee, spiral up and around with your thoracic spine. Recoil, exhale. Inhalation, spiraling up and around. And recoil. You're pressing your hand against the knee when you inhale and spiral, and then release the pressure as you recoil. Go one more time. Rotating to the front, take your right hand to the inside of the knee, take your left arm back. You allow the pelvis to rotate, thoracic spine rotates, circle your arm forward, open spiral with an arm circle. Thoracic spine circle spirals with the arm and the pelvis rotates with the thoracic spine. One more time. And now turn into a 90-90 gate position. Place your left hand in front of the pelvis and shift into hip release. So once again, the knee can travel further forward than the toes. If your knee isn't happy, just adjust your position, move your foot a little bit more forward. Draw up from your pubic bone. So you keep your center engaged, you keep your adductors a little bit engaged, and then to go up, you let go very briefly and then recoil up. Take your left arm out to the side, let it swing like a pendulum. So we want the recoil, elastic loading and recoil, but that arm is aiding the movement a little bit. It's like a little bit of an engine for the movement, for the recoil. Next time your arm is swinging forward, go forward with your body. Anita's going excellent. So this is hip release with an arm swing, and you can assist the recoil by pressing your foot slightly away from the body, especially when you're feeling you're going too far. One more time. Stay in side bend or go into side bend. So you can adjust the front leg a little bit, so you can extend the leg fully if that's possible. The pelvis can shift over to the left. You're elastically loading or lengthening the left side of the body. And now release your arms, swing into hip release, slow and long side bend. It's an accentuated exhalation, a really slow inhalation followed by a pause, and then a dynamic hip release followed by a really slow and long side bend. Last time. Stay in hip release. Place your right hand onto the floor, fingertips or whole hand, whatever suits. With your upper arm, your shoulder, press the inside of your knee a little bit out. With your leg, press against the knee. Engage your pelvic floor. Press your left knee down into the floor. Draw it in. Engage your pelvic floor adductors. Hold it. And then to recoil up. Let go. Recoil. Draw the knee in. So you're in a medial rotation, high kneeling. I will join Anita. This is your position. Place your hands in front of the hips. Lengthen through the body. Triple extension. Inhalation, lift through the sternum. Extend your thoracic spine. With your exhalation, it's a softening, a recoil. Inhalation, lifting up into extension. We did the same on the floor. And then softening with your exhalation one more time. Inhale, keep it small, make it big, whatever suits. Sit back, little bounces. Softening through the hip flexors, back muscles engage. And then from here, you're turning to the front. Turn your left leg to the front, take your right leg back, 90-90 kneeling. Take your arms overhead. Now that's the best bit. So you fold forwards, hands either side of the foot, curl the toes of your back foot under, extend the back leg, low lunge. Extend the front leg as much as suitable, fold, melting, and then lift. Make it an active triangle stretch. Lift the back heel, bend the back knee, little bounces. So you know that move, it's a dynamic sprint through back. This time we'll be going from dynamic sprinter into a standing split. So it will be 2 little bounces. Let's go. 1, 2, up. Landing softly into a standing split. Now it's a dynamic movement, but it's actually not super fast. And when you land, bend the knee. So it's a soft landing. The last time. And now hold the standing split. Hold the standing split. Place your hands onto the floor if you can. Reach up with your toes, left leg. Pelvis centered. If it turns out a little bit, that's fine as well. Excellent. So Anita's already playing. So see what you want to do. If this wouldn't be a DVD and we do everything a little bit shorter, we'd actually hold it and just see, can you take both hands to your ankle? Can you take one hand to your ankle? Might be a bit risky. And we listen to the story of the mind. So what is it? Do you need to get out because it's really not good for you, or do you want to get out? If you just want to get out, you stay for a little longer. But we'll move on anyway. So from here, your right hand goes forward, slightly forward of the toes. You're turning out. So the pelvis rotates over the femur into a moon pose. I call it a full moon pose because the left leg goes up as high as possible. The left hand is reaching up towards the ceiling, lightens a very little weight here on this right hand. And you might even be able to look up towards your hand. And if you're wobbling, that's all good. If you're falling down, you're coming back up. And then look down. Place your left hand more slowly than I did onto the floor. Go into a standing split one more time, reach up. And then step your left foot down. Close to the other foot or hip distance parallel, whatever suits, and then you fold. Let your head relax, lift your sit bones. Feel how that feels, and with your next exhalation, start to roll up. How is that? We have trained the body completely asymmetrically. So can you find a sense of balance in this very apparent state of asymmetry? Curling up. Relevé. Gliding down an imaginary wall. Feeling how that feels. Close your eyes. We will balance it out. So create as much balance as you can right now. Fold forwards, open your eyes, soft. Extend the legs forward, fold. And then start to roll up. Opening, elongating, centering the head on top of the spine. Separate your big toes, you're in V stance. Relevé. Arm arc. Whoa. A little plie. And then separate the heels, arms out to shoulder height. Feet hip distance and parallel. We go to the right side. So right heel off the floor. Lift the right knee, knee lift first. And then lower down. So clearly the hip flexors are prime movers in this exercise. Stability is the aim, and then of course the stability, lateral stability of the hip. Keep the knee lifted. Change the initiation so it's a flick. Heels to toes, so sudden engagement of the plantar flexors, connecting or tapping more into the back line. One more time, hold. Back to a more muscular focus, extend the leg. Take it back. Aeroplane position, bend the supporting left leg, reach back with your fingertips, connecting or engaging the superficial back line. Lateral line here still engaged. Step back with your toes, lift your upper body, keep the back heel lifted, 90-90 lunge. Open the front of the hip, so the hip flexors you just engaged, actively opening. Press up to the front heel. And then exhalation, 90-90 lunge. Inhalation, back up. If you like, when you can't go down, draw the heel towards the body or press it away, either or. And then spiral. Twist and to the center. So again, counter rotation of the pelvis and the thoracic spine, layering in the spiral line. Open spiral. Femur or the knee is pointing down. So it's more a sense of a medial spiral in the femur, lateral spiral of the pelvis. Stay centered and back. One more time, hold it low. Take your arms overhead, reach, and then fold. Extend the back leg, press the heel back, extend the front leg as much as suitable. Fold into a melting triangle stretch. Make it more active by lifting to the chest, engaging the spine extensors. Lift the back heel, bend the back knee, little bounces. Rhythmical little movement. In the beginning, it never feels quite elastic, but it will after a while. The front foot, balls of the feet stay on the floor. You should feel a little bit of tissue glide in front of your ankle. It's really healthy. So from here, forward into a low lunge. We'll be going forward once, go back, 2 little bounces, 2 percussion breath, forward. So it's coordination, of course, it's strength, elastic strength, coordination and flexibility. One more time. Stay forward in low lunge. Extend the front leg once again as much as you like. Forward fold, melting into triangle. Make it active. Lift. Bend both knees. Bring the back knee down to the floor. Relax the top of the foot. Shift back. Once again, balls of the feet stay on the floor. We go forwards to go back. So shift folded to go back. Again, it's a rhythmical dynamic movement. It's elastic loading and recoiling. And you need to allow the foot to soften, the joints to reintegrate. The knee to travel forward, if possible, slightly over the toes. Whenever you are ready, when you shift back, take your upper body with you. So let's go up. Kneeling, 90-90 kneeling. I'll be facing you again into a spiraling twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Keep the knee aligned, so a little bit of abductor strength. Bend your left elbow, reach out with your left elbow. Reach up from the crown of the head. Inhalation, press your right hand against the thigh, spiral. Recoil with your exhalation. So you are creating space with your inhalation to spiral, and then it's a natural recoil. Spiral line strengthening and mobilized in different places. Glide between the abdominal muscles, elasticity in the oblique sling. One more time. And then changing side, left hand to the inside of the knee, right arm out. Allow the pelvis to rotate. Swing your arm forward, circle it back. So arm circle, thoracic rotation, and the pelvis rotates with the thoracic spine. So it's a slight movement. You just let it happen. We go one more big circle, and now turn into 90-90 kneeling. Place your hand in front of the hip. Shift forward into hip release. The left hand can guide the knee a little bit so the alignment is maintained. Again, draw up from your pubic bone, adductors, pelvic floor, abdominals slightly engaged. Let go and come back up. 90-90 kneeling. Take your right arm out, swing it like a pendulum, forward and back. A few times, getting the rhythm. And then next time when you are ready, as your arm goes forward, go into hip release, forward and back. So again, it's an elastic movement with a recoil back. We do that one more time. Next time, side bend and hold. So you can adjust your left foot, slide it forward a little bit if you like. The left knee can stay bent, all fine. Lift up, again, lifting to the pelvis. Shift the pelvis over the right thigh a little bit if you like. And now lower your right arm, swing, hip release, and a really slow side bend. Exhalation, hip release. Slow side bend followed by a pause. We do that 2 more times. And last time. Next time, stay in your hip release position, hold. Again, the left hand down onto the floor, fingertips, whole hand, whatever suits. Draw up from your pelvic floor, abdominals, adductors. Press your right knee down into the floor, draw it in. So keep that lift, keep that energy, and then slowly release, recoil up. Turn the left knee in. You're in high kneeling again, medially rotated, so I will join Anita. Place your hands in front of the hips. Think long, lifted through the back of the ribs. Inhalation into an extension. Start small. Exhalation. The sense is like a gliding back of the sternum. You inhale, lift through the back of the ribs. Extend further if you like. As the ribs soften, the sternum glides down. One more time. Make it small, make it big, whatever suits. Sit back. Little bounces. So we have been opening up, strengthening, lengthening the superficial front line, hip flexors too, all of them, and now we let them soften a little bit. So from here, turn forwards, left leg to the front, right leg back. Arms overhead, 90-90 kneeling. Fold forwards, long spine, hands either side of the foot. Curl the toes under, low lunge. Extend the front leg, melting triangle stretch. Active triangle stretch lift. Back heel off the floor, little knee bends. And once again, so we start to find an even, smooth rhythm. And then whenever you're ready, you'll be going up into a standing split. Can be really small. So 2 little bounces, get ready. It's 1, 2, standing split. Landing softly. So when you jump down from a wall, you don't want to land on straight knees. So you bend the knee straight away, or in this case, you bend one knee straight away while the front leg stays extended. Hold the standing split. Hold and fold. So folding all the way down. The supporting knee can be slightly bent. It can be extended. You do whatever suits. Play as much as you like. One hand to the ankle, maybe the other one. Oh, whatever suits. Hands to the floor. You could hold it, or you place your left hand slightly in front of your foot. Lift your left leg up. Other way around. Right leg up. Left hand in front of the left foot, and then rotate your pelvis over the femur. Open up to the front of the hip. Reach up. Right hand, fingertips to the floor, right leg up. Lateral line, top side, fully engaged. Can you engage it a little more? Make the weight on this supporting hand really light, so it's not a supporting hand anymore, but a balanced hand. Maybe even looking up. And then looking down, take your right hand down to the floor. One more time, fold. Fold as much as you like. Step your right foot down. Place your right foot next to the left. Fold forwards. For a moment, completely let go. Gather your energy. Connect into your deep front line and start to roll up. Rolling up one more time. Opening to the front of the body. Keeping the sense of space in the back of the body. Relevé. Plié into a low plié. Heels lifted off the floor if you can. Hands together, eyes closed. A breath, a still moment. Eyes open, fold forwards. Soft, extend the legs. Step back, inverted V. Press your hands away from the feet. Exhale, one big wave. Roll forward over the toes. Upward stretch or upward facing dog. Knees to the floor. Press back. Rest position. And then completely relax in your rest position. Stay there and you're ready for the next sequence. Welcome to the 4th sequence, hip stretches with a twist. So we finished the 3rd sequence in rest position, so that's where we start the 4th. Rest position with your arms extended in front, fingers spread, press the palms into the floor and then press your hands away from the body. So your pelvis is lowering down towards the heels. Engage to your center, engage to your abdominals, lift your upper body into a cat position. So long, even flexion through the spine. Center the pelvis and center the spine. One vertebra at a time. You're in 4-point kneeling. Lift your feet off the floor. Curl your toes under. Inverted V. Hold your inverted V. We are still mirroring you. So take your left leg back, toes touching the floor. Lift the right heel off the floor, bend the right knee. We start with a walking movement right. Lower the right heel, extend the leg. Do that one more time, bend and lower, walking. Now walking keeps going. One more time, lift the left leg, leg lift, lower it down. Walking right, leg lift left in inverted V. Do that 2 more times and then 1 more time. Keep the left leg lifted, hold the position. Now rotate your pelvis over the femur. Right side. Turn your gesture leg out, arabesque. Rotate your sternum towards the floor so you have a counter spiral between your thoracic spine and your pelvis. With your left leg, step forward, place your left foot between the hands, if need be, help a little bit, into a low lunge. So option for the whole sequence, from here onwards, your back knee can be on the floor. So you choose, it's exactly the same. Otherwise, back leg extended. Press the front foot forwards. Reach back with your heel. It's a strong position. Legs engaged. Spine extensors engaged. Lift your arms up. This will be an inhalation into a long lunge. Circle your arms back with your exhalation. Crescent lunge. It's a long extension. Bend your elbows, lift through the sternum. Reach forwards, long lunge. Place your hands to the inside of the front foot. Again, reach forwards from the crown of your head. The knee can go down at any time. And then you lower your forearms as an option. So options, many of them. Let your left knee move out to the side. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of your foot. It's a variation of lizard. And then it's just a detail, but slide your right elbow a little bit forward. Slide your left arm forward, extend it, and go into a twist. The right hip stays lifted, and the left knee rolls out. The sternum revolves up towards the ceiling. You're pressing your right forearm into the floor, and you're spiraling your right arm out and around. You could hold this for as long as you like, or you can change. So you lower your left hand, bring it down to the floor, press up with your left hand, bring the left knee in, and bring your right hand close to the inside of the foot. Once again, the left arm goes up. This time you are pivoting onto the outer edges of your feet. You're in side support and hip stretch. The inside edge of that foot, roll it away so the hip is lifting up a little bit more. If you wanted to modify, the knee goes down, the foot goes back. So your choice. Again, you can hold it, or you can intensify the stretch by lowering the hip. The shoulder draws down, the neck is long, and you can also do it dynamically. Inhalation into a side bend up, exhalation into a hip stretch down. Side bend up, you can reverse the breath, lower down, and then very elegantly, you're turning into a leg lift in inverted V. Three-legged dog is exactly the same. Arabesque, rotate your pelvis over the femur, spiral out through the thigh, and then spiral your sternum down. Counter spiral. Step your left foot down. Parallel to the right, hip distance, inverted V. One big wave. Exhalation, roll forward. Front support. Knees to the floor. Top of the feet relax. Sit back. Rest position. Take a breath. Press your hands away from the body. Lower the pelvis. Open through the sacrum. And then let's start on the other side. Engaging to the center abdominals, cat curling up. Center the pelvis, elongate the spine. Lift the feet off the floor. Toes under, inverted V. The right leg extends back, toes on the floor. Lift the left heel, bend the left knee. 2 times walking. Pressing down, lift. 1 more time walking, so we layer. Next time, leg lift right. Lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Lower it down, walking, lift it up. Lower down. We go 2 more times. The pelvis stays as centered as possible. Your hands are pressing away from the feet. Hold the leg. Rotating out. So pelvis rotates over the femur. The right leg rotates through the pelvis.
The spine, the thoracic spine spirals down. So sternum towards the floor, reach up a little bit more. And then with that sense of length in the body, step forward, right foot between the hands. Help a little bit if need be, back knee onto the floor. Choices, find the strength in your legs, lift your chest. Inhale, reach forwards, long lunge. Exhalation, arms back. Inhale, long extension, we prepared. Forwards with the exhalation, long. Hands to the inside of the foot. Press the heel back. Lengthen to the crown of your head. And then slowly take your time. Or just bring your forearms onto the floor, whatever works. And then let the right knee move out to the side. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of the foot. Keep that side of the hip lifted, so not letting it drop. Right now it stays lifted. Left forearm a little bit forward, easier on the shoulder. Right arm reach and spiral, hold it. So press the heel back, crown of the head forward, sternum revolves up towards the ceiling, the left forearm presses into the floor, shoulder spirals out. One more deep breath, hold it, and then lower your right arm. Place your right hand next to the right foot, push up. Bring the right knee in, low lunge again. Place your left hand close to the foot and then pivot onto the outer edges of your foot. So you're lifting up. The hip on the left side is lifted. The big toe side inside of the foot, the extended leg, roll it down towards the floor. So keep the lateral line on that underneath side active while the top side is stretching. And now lower down. Lower the pelvis, lower the arm, hold it. Intensify the stretch. Reach back. One more deep breath. Let the stretch happen from here. Lift the pelvis into a side bend. Press with your supporting hand. Lower down. Deep stretch. Side bend. Up again. And then one more time, deep stretch going down. And then once again, leg lift. Inverted V, take your right leg back, lift it up, lengthen, spiraling out into an arabesque, sternum spirals down, counter rotation, and then lower your foot, step your right foot parallel to the left, press your hands away from the feet, one more time, big wave, roll forward, front support, knees down to the floor, top of the feet down to the floor. And then sit back, rest position, melt. Hi, welcome to the fifth sequence, Dynamic Mermaid and Spiral. So we finished in rest position before, lengthwise on the mat, but so you can see a little bit more easily, we will be facing you. So from the reverse rest position, start to roll up. You center the pelvis first and then let the spine follow like a standing roll up until your head is balanced on top of the spine. You are elongated. Take your arms overhead, reach, forward fold, long spine, arms go back. With your next exhalation, lift your pelvis, high kneeling, arms overhead, spiraling to the left, inhalation into a spiraling twist. Come back to the center with your exhalation, little preparation to the right. Back to the center, lower your arms, shoulder height. Shift the hips to the left, side sit. And then coming back up to the center. So you keep the spine as long as possible. The pelvis is shifting. Of course, there is a little spiral, but as long as possible. Strengthening and lengthening abductors. In preparation, we go down on the left into a Z sit. So preparation for the Z sit. The left leg is in front, the right leg is back. Adjust your Z sit so it suits you. The back leg, can be closer in, so more flexion, or you can take the foot a little bit away from the body, that's fine too. Left leg, same, you can take it closer in, or you can take the foot closer to the knee. Again, it's your Z sit, so you adjust it to your needs. We are using a soft ball. Soft is a little bit better than hard. Take the ball, place it underneath your left sit bone. So the externally rotated
thigh or hip joint, that's where you have the ball. Now let your right hip drop. Let the right sit bone drop. Let the tissue melt. Pelvic floor relaxed. Use your deep spinal muscles to elongate the spine, centering the pelvis at the same time. Small movement first. Basic hip opener. You're lifting the right hip, open the right hip joint in front, and then roll over the ball back into a Z sit. One more time, you're rolling up and back. We do it 2 more times. So you're massaging a little bit, stimulating a little bit by rolling over the ball, and at the same time, active dynamic pelvic floor and releasing the hip flexors. Stay in Z sit. Once again, let the sit bone drop, let the tissue melt. Take your arms out to the side. And with your next inhalation, side bend into a mermaid. Let the breath flow. We do it really slow at first. This is a long position. If this would be your end range, you're way up here. So lengthening and strengthening into a spiraling movement. Left hand towards the right. The sternum rotates down, thoracic spine ribs. Lift your arms, side bend again. And now you lower your left arm weight. It's like a bone domino. The arm takes the spine. Now it becomes elastic and dynamic in the rhythm of the breath. Inhalation into a mermaid. Spiral with your exhalation. Inhalation, mermaid. Domino, slow exhalation. Elastically lengthening, recoiling up. Last one. A really long mermaid. So you're opening the ribs, the spine sideways. One more time. Mobilizing. And then it's this domino effect, elastic, dynamic movement. Let your arms relax. Take the ball away from underneath the sit bone. Place it on the other side of your body. Transition. Arms reach out to the side. Inhale. Exhalation into a round back. Inhale, shift your weight to the left, extend your right leg out to the side, let the breath flow. Lateral line strength, reach. Take the leg to the front, hold on behind the knee. The knee is bent, sit really tall. Extend the leg as much as you want. Can be bent, doesn't really matter. Flex the foot, toes, spread them, heel presses away, and then go into a soft point. One more time. Toes, foot, press the heel away, soft point. And then bend the knee, right over left into tailor sit, balancing out, arms out to the side, inhale. Exhalation, round back. Inhalation, lengthen. And let your arms relax, change side. Take your left leg back. Once again, adjust your Z sit so it suits you. Take the ball, place it underneath your right sit bone. Let the left side melt. So pelvic floor here as relaxed as possible. Deep spinal muscles engaged, elongating the spine, hip release first. So you're lifting up. This is engaging through pelvic floor, abdominals, hip extensors, and then let go. So you let go completely. It's like a pendulum engaging into the hip release, active opening of the hip, soft melting. Let's go 2 more times. At the same time, you're rolling over the ball with your right side. Stay in Z sit, center the pelvis as much as possible, arms out to the side, reach from the crown of your head, inhalation into mermaid, really long. Let's do this side really slow as well. So one side is opening, one side is softening into a spiraling, mobilizing the ribs, the spine, back up into side bend, and then the arm moves first. It takes the body. The left side opens and it recoils. Inhalation into mermaid. Exhalation, spiral down. Keep the lift. Mermaid, inhale. Exhalation, lower your arm. Let the arm take the body. Lengthen and recoil. Last time. This is one of my favorite exercises. One more time into a spiral. Strength, length, it's dynamic, it's fluid. Lower your arm. And then one more time, recoiling to the center. Let your arms relax. Take the ball away from underneath your sit bone. How is this Z-sit? Just enjoying this new feeling in Z-sit. Take your arms out to the side, inhale. And then exhale into a round back transition. Shift over to the right, extend the leg to the left, hold it. Just let that lateral line do a little bit of work for a moment, and then take the leg across the body slightly. Lift up, lengthen through the spine. Extend the leg as much as you like. Can stay bent. Flex, spread the toes, press the heel up, and then soft point one more time. Flex, pressing up, and point. Cross the leg, left over right. Arms out to the side, balancing one more time. Inhale. And then exhalation, a really big round back, soft and open. Arms out to the side, elongate the spine. Let your arms relax. And that's the end of the 5th sequence. Welcome to the 6th sequence, melting and absorption. So we finished the 5th sequence in tailor sit. So we start in tailor sit. From here, Anita and Richard will show you the sequence. Lift the knees up and hold on behind the knees. It's a long sit with the knees bent, open angles in the knees. Sit up really tall. Draw the heels slightly towards you so you are rolling up on top of the sit bones, and then let go of that drawing back. Tilt the pelvis back and start to roll back. Take your time. Slide the feet towards you. So you're balancing on your sacrum, long, even flexion through the spine, and then slowly roll back. Take your time to roll all the way down into a supine position. Shoulders relax, back of the head relaxes, hug the knees close to the chest, and completely relax. Pelvic floor, abdominal soft. Little bit of activity comes back, but as little as possible. Shift the knees away from the chest into a tabletop position. Take your arms up towards the ceiling, out to the side, and let your arms relax on the floor. And then from here, lower the heels. So your heels come closer to your thighs. Step one foot after the other onto the floor. Beautiful. And now bring your awareness to your pelvis. If you like, close your eyes. So imagine your pelvis is full with warm water. It's a bowl of warm water. And with your next exhalation, you're tilting the pelvis back. Let the lower back melt into the floor. Lift the pelvis. Let the breath flow. So you just tip that bowl of water back, letting the warm water spread through your abdominals. With your next exhalation, whenever that comes, roll up further into a hammock position. The lowest ribs in your back are still melting down, the front ribs are closed, and that warm water is swirling around your organs. And then roll up further into a shoulder bridge. You're opening the hips. You have that one line from the knees to the hip to the shoulder, and you let the warm water run all the way up to the diaphragm, bringing a sense of warmth into the body. And then one more exhalation, roll up even a little bit further into an extension, extending the hips slightly, extending the spine slightly, and then take a ball. Again, we recommend a soft ball. Place it between the shoulder blades wherever it fits, and then start to roll down. So you're melting over the ball, lowering the spine until the pelvis is back on the floor. So you can always adjust, move the ball up a little bit lower, a little bit higher, whatever works. And then slide your feet out so your legs extend. This is really relaxed. This is not hip distance and parallel and any of that. This is your most relaxed lying position on the ball, opening through the front of the body. So for a breath, a really deep breath, feel that openness through the front of the body. Feel that watery, warm feeling in your upper body. Take your arms overhead, fingertips are pointing up, keeping a sense of openness to the front of the chest. And then there's an imaginary rope between your hands, and you start to climb up that rope, rolling over the ball, massaging the muscles between the shoulder blades. So we have several layers, and most of them will be very, very happy for a little bit of massage. Let the head be really relaxed. So if your head rolls from side to side, this is absolutely perfectly fine. This is a soft, melting, rolling, beautiful exercise. Just letting that water flow from side to side. And then once you have reached the top, stay balanced. One more time, deep breath out. This time, let the weight of your back sink onto the bowl. Take your arms out to the side. And now your choice, either keep the ball where it is or take the ball away just for a minute or two. Completely relaxing. We call it a living pose. And it's a pose of absorption. So if your eyes are open, close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your body. Bring your awareness into your body. Now fascia or the myofascial system, it's magnificent. Fascia distributes force, it communicates, it's a gliding system, it's a sensory organ, and it's also very liquid. And in the beginning of your practice, you set an intention and you have manifested whatever you wanted through movement. It's like throwing a pebble into a lake, and now the ripples of what you have done, they just spread to your system. So you let your system absorb all the work, going through the different layers and letting your practice benefit you way after you have finished the actual movements. You could stay here for as long as you like, and then whenever you are ready, you deepen the breath. If the ball is still between your shoulder blades, take the ball away. Wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. Reach back if you like, long stretch, make it really big. Toes long, hands long. This can be really relaxing. So you want to bring a little bit of energy back into the body because most of the time you need to do something after you have moved. So slide one leg towards you, hug that knee close towards the chest, and then slide your other leg towards you, hug it really close as well. Place your hands behind the knees and then start to rock forwards and backwards until it becomes more like a rolling like a ball, and then roll forwards and backwards a few times. Make it really generous. So waking up the system, rolling is really nice, not just as a massage for the back, but to wake up the system. So one more rolling and then stay on top. Take the most comfortable sitting position, whatever that is. So it could be a diamond shape, it could be a tailor sit, long sit, whatever suits your body. Sitting up really tall, a final little waking up movement, spiral line. Take your arms overhead, reach up really long, shoulders relaxed, and then inhale, spiraling twist. Exhalation, come back to the center and to the other side, spiraling twist. To the center, open through the front of the body, lift. Make your round back very, very soft. And then open your arms, open to the front of your body. Let your arms relax and enjoy.